So our next section is going to be, we're going to be discussing the 2020 Oscar nominations, giving our predictions for most of the categories, not all of them. And then just some talking points, controversies, snubs maybe.
Yeah.
So first off, we have got the Best Picture category. I don't know, do we want to read through all the nominees?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Ford v Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, 1917, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite are all nominated for Best Picture. So, Phil, which of those do you think is going to win Best Picture?
Well, the one I want to win is Parasite, because I really like Parasite. I thought it was a really well-made film. Like, the acting was fantastic, the writing was fantastic. I can't really find a fault with it at all. But the thing that I think will win is 1917, because I've seen a lot of hype over it. I've not seen it yet, but I need to watch it soon.
Yeah. No, I've seen 1917. Yeah. It is absolutely amazing. It just, as well, I mean, we'll get onto the editing bit in a bit later, but it's all in one long tracking shot, edited. You're really brought into it.
It's really hard to do something like that.
It really is hard. Yeah. So, I think it's Roger Deakins that did the cinematography. He's amazing. Yeah. He only won his first Oscar last year.
I know, it's crazy.
Or the year before.
I don't understand how
Blade Runner
took that
2049.
long.
No, he's done amazingly. So, Parasite or 1917.
Yeah. I think Parasite doesn't have much of a chance. It was kind of like how Roma last year was.
Mind you, didn't Roma win?
I think it won international. I think it was.
I can't remember. I could have sworn it had won Best Picture. It was definitely nominated.
Yeah.
I mean, but don't count out The Irishman. It is a Scorsese film.
Yeah.
He is, although I don't think he won his first Oscar very recently, surprisingly.
Yeah.
So
I think The Irishman was very good. However, it isn't as good as. I don't really think it'll ever touch something like Goodfellas.
Oh yeah.
But it was very long. I think that didn't help it.
No.
It was still very good.
It was still very good.
Yeah.
Incredible. But to be honest, any of them.
Yeah.
Would definitely be in with it in any other year.
I think
it's a good year. Last year was a bit rubbish for movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it was for me. I think the only one I really liked last year was Roma.
I really liked Bohemian Rhapsody last year.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Bohemian Rhapsody was fantastic. I forgot that was nominated.
Yeah.
I always do.
So lead actor. So you've got Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory. Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Adam Driver for Marriage Story, I'm reading ahead there.
That'd be a bit crazy.
Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, and Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes. So, Phil, again, who do you think is going to win Best Actor?
I think the main favourite is Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
Mainly because it was a big film when it came out. He completely transformed into the role of the Joker. He made it his own role. I can't really say he's as good as Heath Ledger, in my opinion, but I know a lot of people think that. The other one that I thought was really good was Adam Driver. He had a lot of emotion in his role. Like, you really felt like you were watching a real person there.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I would say I think Joaquin Phoenix is going to win. But yeah, I don't think he's as good as Heath Ledger or even Mark Hamill. Come on. How can you rule out Mark Hamill as one of the best Jokers? Adam Driver could do it for Marriage Story.
DiCaprio was good, but
He's it's a Tarantino.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get nominated for Tarantino. What was it I said about Marriage Story? Two angry heterosexuals shouting at each other. The movie.
That's good to watch.
Lead actress. So you've got Cynthia Erivo. My apologies for Harriet. You can tell I've not prepared this, can't you? Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story. Saoirse Ronan for Little Women. Charlize Theron for Bombshell, and Renée Zellweger for Judy. So we've got 3 out of the 5 there are based on real people. So.
Very interesting.
That is very interesting.
It's weird that as well, because I don't think... Does lead actor have any?
I don't think...
No? Oh, Jonathan Pryce.
The two, for the two popes.
And I'm not sure if Pain and Glory is a true story.
Do you know what? I didn't even hear about it until it was nominated.
Genuinely, I've not watched it.
No, I'll have to get round to it.
It's one of those films you can never watch all the films every year.
No, God no. Right, so again, lead actress. Who do you think's going to win, Phil?
Again, I've only seen Marriage Story. Bombshell I've not seen yet because it's only just come out in cinemas. Little Women I just haven't got round to watching. Harriet I've not heard of.
It's about Harriet Tubman.
All right.
So, could be an interesting one, because obviously when 12 Years a Slave came out, obviously Lupita Nyong'o won for it. So, interesting.
Yeah.
I would say maybe Saoirse Ronan for Little Women, because, you know, it's a really well-loved story, Little Women in general. And obviously it is up for quite a few awards.
I can see that.
Or Renée Zellweger could sneak in and steal it for playing Judy Garland in Judy. Right, so we've got supporting actor, Tom Hanks for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, Anthony Hopkins for The Two Popes, Al Pacino and Joe Pesci both for The Irishman, and Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So, again, Phil?
I think that Al Pacino was incredible for the little screen time that he had. He wasn't in the film for most of it, and Joe Pesci was amazing too. Brad Pitt was excellent in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I've never seen him play a role like that before. It was very different. I've not seen the first two films, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood and The Two Popes.
No, but I've not either. I would say it's going to come down to Pesci or Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Pesci was. He's just.
I mean, he's come back out of retirement
to
do this, and he's got an Oscar nomination.
I feel like I've watched him my whole life. Home Alone when I was a kid.
And he did Home Alone and Goodfellas in the same year.
I mean, how does that even work?
How do you do that? So, Pesci or Brad Pitt. I mean, Brad Pitt won the Screen Actors Guild Award.
Yeah, he did. And he's always a shout-in because he's such a big name.
Big name. So, supporting actress. You've got Kathy Bates for Richard Jewell. That was the surprise one, people were saying. Laura Dern for Marriage Story. Scarlett Johansson again, but for Jojo Rabbit this time. Florence Pugh for Little Women, and Margot Robbie for Bombshell.
Yeah, Jojo Rabbit was excellent. I'll go into detail with that later, but Scarlett Johansson was amazing in that. Laura Dern was very good in Marriage Story. She's always been very under the radar, I think.
Yeah.
She's been in a few, she's been in a David Lynch film that she was very good in, but that went under the radar. She just hasn't really got far. And it's quite
a shame.
sad, yeah.
Considering she was in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
One of my favourite films of all time. It's difficult to pick a favourite film of all time, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really.
Director. So we've got Martin Scorsese for The Irishman, Todd Phillips for Joker, Sam Mendes for 1917, Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Bong Joon-ho for Parasite.
For me, I've not seen 1917, but I think that will win because of how I've seen clips of it.
Yeah,
and it does look incredible.
It really, you really do need to go and see it.
I'm definitely going to go see it.
Biggest screen possible that you can see it at well. Okay. I saw it on the Extreme screen at the View Halifax.
All right.
If anybody knows that, it's like 2 or 3 double-deckers buses long, wide, and really tall. Oh yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, and Once Upon a Time Hollywood was very well directed as well, but that's Quentin Tarantino.
It's Tarantino. he could direct a good movie in his sleep.
So stylish, so it's hard to explain he brings something to his films that are really different.
Even arguably his worst film is amazing.
What would you say that is?
Kill Bill 2 or Death Proof. No, I love Kill Bill.
Yeah.
But arguably compared to
one,
Pulp Fiction,
Reservoir
Dogs.
I think what was it made? Django Unchained was very good.
Django, I love Django.
Yeah,
right,
it's excellent.
So I would say 1917 as well. I don't know if you've seen any of those animated features.
Unfortunately, animated isn't mine.
No,
I'm quite bad about that. Even though we will be showing animated films.
We will be showing animated films, but I mean, probably it's going to be Toy Story 4.
All right, okay.
Just because it's Toy Story.
I need to watch that. I've seen the first 3.
I
Yeah, I think everyone
cried
has.
at Toy Story 3. Adapted screenplay. So you've got The Irishman, written by Stephen Zalian. Jojo Rabbit by Taika Waititi. Joker by Todd Phillips and Scott Silver. Little Women by Greta Gerwig. And The Two Popes by Anthony McCartan. So, I mean, I would say Little Women.
Okay.
Personally, just again,
Yeah.
well-regarded film. Also, you know, there's the sort of mild controversy about her not being nominated. Well, not mild. We'll be going on to that a little bit later. Or possibly, because you've said you enjoyed it, Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, I think that was very good. I also thought The Irishman was very well written. It really felt it was a very long, drawn-out story. I mean, over 3.5 hour film.
Yeah,
it's going to be.
Feels like Netflix just gave
Yeah.
Scorsese the budget and went go mad.
I mean, I'm happy for them to do that again. But it was a very well documented story.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
So, but any of them could do it.
Yeah.
Except maybe The Two Popes, because I don't think it's got enough
Okay.
ideas. Original screenplay, so you've got Knives Out by Ryan Johnson, Marriage Story by Noah Baumbach, 1917 by Sam Mendes and Christy Wilson Cairns, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin Tarantino, and Parasite by Bong Joon-ho and Jin Won Han.
I think you know which I'm gonna nominate
Oh,
here.
Knives Out, clearly, isn't it?
No, Parasite was. I'm just going to keep praising
You're
it
just gonna
really
keep
because
going for Parasite.
it's genuinely one of the best thrillers I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've not seen it, but I do want to see it. You know,
It's closest to a 10 out of 10 film that I've seen in years.
but I would say 1917 because I loved it.
I can't offer an opinion on it because I
No.
don't want to. I don't want
That's
to.
the thing. We're both saying we really love these
Yeah.
films, and neither of us have seen the other one. Cinematography. You got The Irishman, Rodrigo Prieto, Joker by Lawrence Sher, The Lighthouse by Yarin Blashka, 1917 by Roger Deakins, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Robert Richardson. Again, you know, 1917. Roger Deakins. I mean,
I've not seen The Lighthouse, but that looks very.
is it in black and white or is
Yeah.
it? Right. I was gonna say
It's got. I think it's got a different aspect ratio or something. I saw something about. I've not watched it yet. But
No, but people saying sort of it's a sort of hot thriller, horror, not something that the Academy usually
Oh, it's not got any other nominations
goes
apart
for.
from this.
No.
Oh.
But yeah, 1917 because it is pretty much apart from like one or two things where he like has a nap or is knocked out.
Yeah.
It's in one continuous long take, and it is just brilliantly shot.
Absolutely.
Right. Not seen the documentary short subject. Not seen any of them. It depends.
Original score.
Do we want to do original score?
Yeah, original
So original score: Joker by Hilda Gudnadottir, Little Women by Alexandra Desplat,
Randy Newman.
Desplat, Marriage Story by Randy Newman, 1917 by Thomas Newman. Are they related?
Yeah, I thought. Yeah.
Or is it just a shared
Oh.
surname? We've got somebody here helping us. And then Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker by John Williams. Now, because it's his last ever Star Wars film,
Williams.
it has
Wow.
to be John Williams.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm not just saying that either. The score in Rise of Skywalker is absolutely amazing.
I've not seen it.
I saw it opening
But
night. It was
I know
amazing.
that Star Wars music is incredible.
They're cousins. Right, we've just been told Randy Newman and Thomas Newman are cousins.
Wow.
So that is
That's strange. I've never seen that.
I've
before,
never-
apart
no.
from like two brothers or something like that.
like the
being
Coen
on it.
brothers.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, or the Wachowski siblings.
Yeah, yeah.
Original song. I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away, but from Toy Story 4. I'm Gonna Love Me Again from Rocketman. We'll be playing that a bit later. I'm Standing With You, Breakthrough, Into the Unknown, Frozen 2, and Stand Up for Harriet. I mean, I just really love I'm Gonna Love Me Again.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
I've not even seen the film in its entirety. I just listened to the song
Yeah.
because I do really love it.
Yeah.
And then I think we'll do visual effects. So you've got Avengers Endgame, The Irishman, 1917, The Lion King, and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker.
Avengers
Endgame.
Endgame. Yeah,
I
that,
mean,
that
yeah.
battle scene was unbelievable.
Yeah.
How much money went into that?
I know, and also, when they used CGI to de-age, what's he called? Michael Douglas.
Yeah.
When they went back to the 1970s.
The de-aging in The Irishman was good as well.
Yeah.
Apart from Robert De Niro's eyes.
They said they went a bit too far back with Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro's eyes were really creepy, I thought.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't... You just knew they weren't his eyes.
Bit uncanny valley. So... That's our predictions.
Yep.
Watch us be terribly wrong.
Yeah, we'll definitely be wrong. We always get shocked.
We always get shocked, yeah. Although I do think 1917 is going to win Best Picture.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put money on it, but if I had money, I would put on it. So we are going to have like a very brief thing about some of the controversies now with the 2020 Oscars. Just that there have no women been nominated for Best Director again, meaning that over the past 10 years, 49 out of the 50 Best Director nominees have been men. The sole female nominee was Greta Gerwig in 2018 for Lady Bird.
How?
I know. And that's despite, Greta Gerwig for Little Women. Lulu Wang for The Farewell was apparently a really well-received movie. And Marielle Heller for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, the Fred Rogers film.
There's a lot of good women directors as well.
Yeah, I mean, Greta Gerwig, it's up for Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress. So, like, 4 of the big... nominations, and she's not got Best Director.
Yeah, weird.
It is weird. And then 19 out of the 20 acting nominees this year are white, which is the highest number since the Oscars So White backlash of 2015 and 2016. And after 3 out of the 4 actors who won last year were non-white actors, so Rami Malek, Regina King, and Mahershala Ali, it seems a major step backwards. And the one non-white nominee is Cynthia Erivo for playing Harriet Tubman in Harriet. And people are saying after Lupita Nyong'o's sublime, double performance in Us.
Yeah, she was great in Us.
People thought she was in with a chance of picking up a second Oscar nomination. Awkwafina won a Golden Globe for The Farewell. And there have been whispers of Eddie Murphy picking up a nomination for the blaxploitation biopic Dolomite Is My Name, which earned him a Golden Globe nomination.
And he didn't get nominated.
He didn't get nominated. And Jennifer Lopez was also deemed sort of a favourite for a nomination in the Best Supporting Actress category for her role in Hustlers. Which was the true story of a ring of women who swindled rich men at strip clubs.
Right.
And then you've got, so obviously Rami Malek last year won the Oscar for playing Freddie Mercury. People thought it would be a safe bet that Taron Egerton would pick up a nomination for playing Sir Elton John in Rocket Man.
Yeah.
I mean, he got the Golden Globe the week before they announced the nomination. He won the Golden Globe.
Yeah.
And then he didn't get... I
don't understand that.
No,
it's such a weird snub.
It is usually a safe bet. You get the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a comedy or musical.
You can usually see the correlation.
The Oscar.
Yeah.
Not saying he was going to win it because there were some amazing performances this year.
Yeah.
But, Rocket Man only ended up taking home 1 Oscar nomination for Best Original Song. Look at Elton John's wardrobe. They could have got costume design at least, couldn't they? Makeup and hair, sound mixing. And then just one last thing before we play our next song. In the Best Supporting Actor category, the average age of the nominees is 71. So you've got Brad Pitt being 56, Tom Hanks is 63. He is. He looked good for it, doesn't he? Joe Pesci is 76, Al Pacino is 79, and Sir Anthony Hopkins is 82. And then you compare this to the ages of the Best Supporting Actress nominees, where the average age is just 42. Laura Dern's 52, Scarlett Johansson is 35, Margot Robbie is 29, Kathy Bates is 71, and Florence Pugh is 24. So even the oldest, Kathy Bates, is the average age of the Best Supporting Actor nominees. And, you compare across both male acting categories, the average age of a nominee is 60. You compare it across both the actress nominees, the average age is 40.
I'm interested to know what the figures were last year.
I would be as well.
Yeah.
But this sort of lends credence to previous research that Hollywood prefers its female characters to be younger than its male characters. So now we're going to briefly talk about some films that we've recently watched. We've kind of spoken about them whilst we were going through the Oscar nominations, but Phil is going to go first with Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, so I went to watch this last week at Odeon in Huddersfield. When I went in, I wasn't expecting it to be so I don't know if it's disturbing, because it was strange watching the Nazis portrayed so funnily on film. But it was good. It was like a good way to do it, because then you're laughing at how silly they were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The music was brilliant. They had a German version of Heroes by David Bowie, which was great. German version of the Beatles song as well at the start. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, the performances were absolutely brilliant. The kid, I can't remember his name, but he was amazing in it. Like, especially when you think of all the young people that were manipulated by like the brainwashing.
Yeah.
You could see like the effect of
Sort of a timely film.
Yeah.
Based on sort of political aspects of.
But it was also funny.
Yeah.
Like, it was very serious at times, but it was also really funny. Taika Waititi is.
Yeah. No, I remember when
good.
it was first announced that he was going to be doing a film like this, and I thought, that's. I mean, he
played Hitler, for goodness' sake.
He is a very out there film director.
Yeah.
You know What We Do in the Shadows and.
Love it.
Is it Hunt for the Wilder People?
Yeah, he did that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I just couldn't
Thor
remember.
Ragnarok he made
Yeah,
as well.
I just couldn't remember.
Was brilliant.
Yeah. You know,
it's actually my favourite Marvel film. Thor Ragnarok.
One of mine.
Yeah.
I'm still a sucker for Iron Man, the first one.
Yeah, that's amazing. As well.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd give it. I wouldn't say it's as good as Parasite, but it's certainly my second favourite of the year.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah. Shocker here, I'm going to talk about 1917. I just really loved it. It was just so immersive. Yeah. You know, you followed the same two characters for most of the film, spoiler alert. I'm not going to say the spoiler, unless if anybody really wants to go and see it and doesn't want it spoiled.
I don't want to get it spoiled.
You don't want to get it spoiled. But no, you follow these two throughout the whole, you know, and then you had big actors showing up for only like 2-3 minute parts.
All right.
You know, you had Colin Firth showing up.
Colin Firth?
Andrew Scott from.
I love Andrew Scott.
I'm just trying to remember who else. Daniel Mays, if you know who he is.
Yeah. He's in Line of Duty as well. He's good.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah.
Richard Madden. I love Richard Madden. Love Richard Madden. I'm surprised I've not seen Rocket Man because Richard Madden's obviously
he's the manager, isn't he?
The manager. I can't remember his name now.
Yeah.
Same one who was played by. Him who was Littlefinger in Game of Thrones. He played the same character.
Aidan Gillen.
I was going to say Aidan Scott, but that's somebody else entirely. But yeah, no, you just had these big actors just showing up. Mark Strong as well. Mark Strong just showing up for 2-3 minute parts and then going off again.
You can also see that Sam Mendes has managed to like definitely convince a lot of actors to come and perform in the film.
I mean, it was after they did the long opening take at the beginning of Spectre, Sam Mendes, and I think Roger Deakins did the cinematography for Spectre as well.
Surprise.
They seem to work together a lot, but they did that long tracking shot for about 5-7 minutes, unbroken at the beginning of Spectre, and that was amazing. And then to do the whole film like that, I know Birdman did it a few years ago, but I think they were just.
There was an episode of a TV show that I've seen called Mr. Robot.
They said they did that
like
one
50 minute. It was 50 minutes, but it was still very impressive. It was how long was 1917? Was it about an hour and a half?
Oh God, I think it was about 2 hours. Let's just check.
The fact you can even if it wasn't truly a long take.
There were like 2 or 3 like time jumps, but
that's amazing.
It is amazing. I mean, it's up for 10 Oscars. What's its run?
Yeah,
119 minutes, so just shy of 2 hours.
Adds a lot of realism to it as well.
Yeah. It really does. Yeah. Right. So that was Skyfall from Skyfall by Adele. So that sort of neatly brings us into our next section, which is going to be the upcoming movies we're excited about.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm excited for No Time to Die, the next Bond film. We were just having a little bit of a discuss while Skyfall was playing. We don't think Billie Eilish is the best choice to sing the Bond theme. I mean, she's a good artist. I've only heard Bad Guy, but I've been assured she's a good artist. But she's just not necessarily the right fit for Bond. You know, you need a big voice. You need Adele. Shirley Bassey, not Shirley Ballas.
I think we've got to give her a chance.
We've got to give her a chance, yeah.
Because she does seem like a creative character.
She does.
You never know. Sometimes you can get really surprised.
You can,
but then again, in my opinion, I'm the same. I think
not necessarily sure I'm the Bond guy.
It could go horribly wrong.
It could go very horribly wrong. I'm the Bond guy. I was hoping for Paloma Faith, or Adele to do it again because. Shirley Ballas has done 2-3 Bond films. 3, yeah. what was the 3? She's done
Goldfinger,
Goldfinger,
Diamonds
Diamonds
Are
Are Forever, and
Another one.
she's done another one.
Right.
We're
Okay.
gonna Google it just to make sure. But
Okay.
you know, or Tom Jones when he did Thunderball, he held the last note for that long he passed out at the end of the recording.
Surprisingly, my favourite Bond film song was "You Know My Name" by Chris Cornell.
From Casino Royale.
But I also think Jack White and Alicia Keys did really well for Quantum of Solace.
I've not had that one for so long because I don't like Quantum of Solace.
Yeah, me neither. I hate it.
Yeah.
Moonraker.
Oh, she did Moonraker as well. So she did 2 Sean Connerys and a Roger Moore.
Ooh.
That sounds like a euphemism.
It's okay. We know it's a terrible.
We know it's and then as well, Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. That is a long title. I'm looking forward to that. Little bit annoyed that they've cut a character out from the comics.
Oh, it was cut out.
Barbara Gordon, Batgirl.
Oh.
In the comics, she is an original founder member of the Birds of Prey, and Harley Quinn isn't a Birds of Prey. She's a Gotham City siren.
All right.
Because they are making a Gotham City Sirens movie.
Yeah.
So, but what they should have done, personally, again, my viewpoint, you know,
it's fine.
is done the Birds of Prey movie, had Harley Quinn cameo, then done the Gotham City Sirens movie, and maybe had one of the Birds of Prey characters cameo. You know, Black Canary. She seems to be. People are really excited to see Black Canary. I am as well. I love Black Canary. She was not handled well on Arrow, so I'm excited to see her handled well.
I mean, was anyone handled well in Arrow?
No. No, not even Arrow, not even Oliver Queen
Arrow
himself. And then I had one of them cameo in the Gotham City Sirens movie, and then set up this rumoured Gotham City Sirens versus Birds of Prey movie. You know, I'm still looking forward to it, because I think, Margot Robbie is amazing as Harley Quinn. And we don't have to see Jared Leto's Joker.
Yeah, never again.
Never again.
Please.
Yeah,
Don't
God,
subject
please.
us to this.
Yeah, we're all like doing the crossing ourselves now.
I felt like I was going to go into the Suicide Squad after watching that. It was like, of how bad it was.
It was very bad. But yeah, so looking forward to it. Also, not entirely sure what they're doing with Cassandra, the little girl, because maybe she's meant to be Cassandra Cain, but she's like one of the newer-ish Robins.
Right. I'm not entirely sure.
My knowledge of the Robins is
my knowledge of DC in general isn't up to date.
no. My knowledge of the Robins is non-existent after like Jason Todd, and he's the second one apparently. So I lost count. I know some of the names. I just don't know the order that they're in.
Yeah.
But I think she is one of the more recent additions to the canon of Robin, and sort of a friend of mine was saying that she's sort of very like Batman's no killing rule to the extreme, but in a good way.
Yeah.
And then sort of in the trailer, like Harley hands her a stick of C4 and says, "Oh, chuck this into the nearest car," and blows it up. It's just, I mean, maybe we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, Ewan McGregor's going to be amazing. Ewan McGregor's amazing in everything he's in.
Yeah, he was in. What was he in recently? Doctor Sleep.
Doctor Sleep. Yeah. I've
not
see
seen
that.
it yet, but I've heard mixed views on it. But I know that he was apparently good in that.
Right. What upcoming movies are you looking forward to, Phil?
Honestly, literally the same as you. I don't think there's many. I've not really looked into it because I usually tend to just see what's on at the cinema. Even though I'm a big film fan, I mean, we could go on and Black Widow. That's going to be amazing. Yeah, Black Widow. Yeah. Oh my word.
First to be solely directed by a woman, because Captain Marvel was co-directed.
Okay.
But Kate
That's
Shortland, it's I think it's also her first big budget movie.
Yeah.
And obviously Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, she's amazing. Who else? Rachel Weisz.
Are these all the actors?
All the actors in it. David Harbour from Stranger Things.
Oh.
And then obviously, just really looking forward to that. Eternals, because it's got Richard Madden in it.
Yeah, there was another film. I've just on Marvel subject. Morbius. I don't know if it looks really bad. It could also be great. Have you seen about that?
I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, it's got Jared Leto in it.
Yeah. hopefully, I mean, I reckon he'll be good at it because he does
Yeah.
sort of play those.
The only reason I'm interested is it's got Matt Smith.
Yeah,
And I love Matt Smith.
and it is allegedly sort of tied to the MCU.
Yeah.
Because it's got Michael Keaton's Vulture at the end.
I know, I saw that. I was like, what the hell?
I know, that was a surprise.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we could go on and on about the upcoming movies we're excited about. Eternals. What else was it? I'm somewhat excited.
Morbius, yeah.
Morbius.
Yeah.
I'm somewhat excited now that they've redesigned Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, yeah. That is something I'm actually looking forward to, just because it could be...
It could be amazing.
Yeah.
Or it could be really bad. But
90s Jim Carrey coming back.
yeah, Jim Carrey, yes.
We just heard someone squirm in the
Squirm,
studio.
yes. But no, I think it's a case of where they've listened to the fans and done the redesign of the character, which is really, really interesting to see.
Yeah.
Um,
The original design.
yeah. I mean, there are some more upcoming movies, but we'll sort of more discuss those in the next section. We're going to do movie news segment.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got some talking points. We're going to sort of have a bit of a discuss about them. So the first one is Hugo Weaving won't be returning as Agent Smith in the upcoming Matrix sequel due to scheduling
That's
conflicts.
sad. He's so associated with the Matrix.
He is so associated with the Matrix, but the Wachowskis, like, they were liaising with him. He's doing a play,
Oh, right. Okay.
and then it just sort of didn't work out the time, which is a shame
Yeah.
because he is. But then again, isn't Agent Smith sort of? I've not seen the Matrix in years.
Yeah.
Isn't he
I've
sort of
only
more a
seen the
bit of
first
like
one.
rogue code?
I'm not entirely sure.
So I mean, no, me neither.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems that Keanu Reeves is sort of more in the background of the Matrix. Yeah, it's going to be.
How?
I'm going to terribly mess up the pronunciation. Yahya Abdul-Mateen.
Oh, I know him. Yeah.
He was in
He's-
Aquaman
Yeah.
and the Watchmen TV show.
He's a good
Yeah.
actor. Yeah.
Apparently, he's been cast as the lead.
I think he could pull it off.
Oh yeah, for definite. And then Martin Scorsese's next movie, Killers of the Flower Moon, based on the book of the same name by David Gran, will star both Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro. It's going to be DiCaprio's sixth collaboration with Scorsese and his first since 2013's The Wolf of Wall Street, and De Niro's 10th collaboration with Scorsese after films like The Irishman and
Yeah.
Goodfellas. Interestingly, aside from a comedy short in sort of 2015, this is the first time both De Niro and DiCaprio have appeared together in a Scorsese movie.
Yeah. Yeah. They were in a Departed together.
No,
No, they weren't, because Robert De Niro was meant to be in
it,
a role in The Departed.
and I think he went to Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. Sorry.
It was amazing.
Yeah, he was great. in that.
And then going back to sort of Batgirl that I was talking about, Karen Gillan, who is Nebula
Oh.
in Marvel, and she's in the Jumanji films, and
Amy
Doctor
Pond.
Who.
Amy Pond.
She would like to direct and or star in a Batgirl movie for DC.
Oh.
And Christian Bale is teaming up with David O. Russell for a third movie following the successes of The Fighter and American Hustle,
The Fire was brilliant.
both of which earned him Oscar nominations, and he won Best Supporting Actor for The Fighter.
The Fighter was a very underrated sports film. I've not seen many people talk about that.
O. Russell also directed Silver Linings Playbook, which won Jennifer
Oh.
Lawrence her first Oscar.
Yeah, that was underrated.
Yeah, and he's done Three Kings, that sort of a war satire film from sort of the early
Alright.
noughties with George Clooney and Mark Wahlberg.
All right.
Very underrated.
I've not heard of that.
It's very underrated.
Oh.
According to newly released concept art, Thanos nearly wielded an axe in Endgame rather than his double-bladed sword.
I don't know how I feel. I always associate that with him now.
Yeah,
So that's...
I mean, it could have been interesting to see like an axe fight with him and Thor.
Yeah.
But also,
Yeah.
you don't know, do you? And then Michelle Yeoh, star of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and Crazy Rich Asians, is in talks to join the cast of the upcoming MCU movie Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings,
Oh, right.
which seems to be a very martial artsy
Yeah,
film.
that's something different, isn't it?
Yeah,
Not-
there was
yeah.
rumours that Jackie Chan was going to be in it.
Wow.
Which I hope there is.
Marvel are kind of like going out of the comfort zone a bit. I know they're making like a kind of a horror film with
Doctor Strange
yeah.
too. Yeah, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, that sounds...
Something like that.
Yeah, they're really... I like it, because a
Yeah.
lot of people think that the Marvel films are formulaic.
Formulate, yeah.
But if they're starting to do this, it kind of gives me a lot more respect
Yeah.
for them.
I don't see how it is formulaic though, because
Yeah.
you've had sort of the geopolitical thriller of The Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
you
exactly,
know,
yeah.
of Infinity War and Endgame, just sort of.
They were just... absolute blockbusters, weren't they? Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok, sort of very
Comedy.
out there comedy.
Yeah.
You know, Thor: The Dark World, which was just very.
You could really watch
Bad.
Thor Ragnarok. You could really just watch Thor Ragnarok on its own. You wouldn't need to watch any earlier ones.
So that's the movie news.
Okay.
For now, we are running a tiny bit short on time, so next time the movie news will be a bit longer.
Yeah.
But we are now going to be announcing the winner of the quiz for the people who came to the stall.
Yep.
So if you hear your number read out, don't cheer too loudly. You might annoy people.
Oops.
Right, so this one's fallen out. The number is U1973968.
Okay.
If that is your number, we will be getting into contact with you for the £10 Odeon voucher prize. So, I mean, if anybody wants the answers, so we had who plays Princess Leia in the Star Wars films? Obviously, Carrie Fisher. God bless her. Which character has appeared the most times in the MCU as of Spider-Man Far From Home? Not Stan Lee, as one person who came up to the counter when I was there said, but it is Iron Man. We might have accepted Stan Lee, because technically it's right. Fill in the blank for the name of the upcoming James Bond film. It was No Time to Die.
Yep.
Put a tick next to the actor that played the title character in Joker, even though this person circled it. Was it so in 2019 Joker? Was it A, Heath Ledger, B, Joaquin Phoenix, or C, Danny DeVito?
Oh, I wish it was Danny DeVito.
I wish it was Danny DeVito.
That'd
Obviously,
been
it was
amazing.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
And then, what was the name of the wizarding school that Harry Potter attended? It was Hogwarts. As some overachievers put, Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. So, congratulations to that person.
Yep.
We will be getting into contact with you very shortly for you to collect your prize. And so now, what we have is to say thank you very much for listening to us. And we're just going to leave you with perhaps the greatest pop song of all time.
Yep.
Most definitely defined a generation.
It's truly a
and
masterpiece.
It really is a masterpiece, and it's one of those that's really lasted.
It has a hidden meaning.
It has a hidden meaning.
Yeah, it's like very deep.
Thank you very much for listening. That's goodbye from myself. Oh, we should do the two Ronnies thing. It's goodbye from Phil.
It's goodbye from Jake.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.
Yeah.